Hey everyone, how's it going? Nigel here from nigel.com. So today I want to share with you why being an entrepreneur is lonely. It can be a really lonely decision and path and adventure. So I've been an entrepreneur since like what 2008 right now, and the answers are basically generally this is what I observe. So statistically, you must have heard 95% of all startups fail in the first year. And of all those that survive within the next 2 to 5 years, 95%, 95% of them will also not survive. So what this means is that if there's 100 startups, only one startup will survive. From a number standpoint, that will just mean that you have less people who can connect with you from an entrepreneur to an entrepreneur standpoint. You understand what I mean? So if let's say usually entrepreneurs they just get other entrepreneurs. We have this energy, this wanting to create, wanting to serve, wanting to create serve profitably, and it's just fun. I know I met a bunch of people where they were like, hey Nigel, this is my third business, I'm doing it on the side, on the part-time. I'm like, you have a full-time, a medium time, and a part-time of your own overtime, right? They say, yeah. Then I'm like, okay, these are my people, right? And when I met my bunch of people, this bunch of entrepreneurs, I'm like, these big guys get me. These people, these guys and girls who are entrepreneurs, they get me. I get them. But you must understand also, if you don't find them, because the failure rate of entrepreneurship and startup business is so high, the failure rate. It's harder to find entrepreneurs. Although that you can see a lot on TikToks or YouTube or on news, entrepreneurship is a buzzword right now. But true entrepreneurs who really like the business, who be in for a long term, they really have fun. It's kind of hard to find this kind of people. And with a high failure rate, it can get quite hard to find people that you connect with and jive with. Employees, they will just not be able to understand or get what you experience. Let me share with you with point two, right? Basically, as an entrepreneur, as a founder entrepreneur, I'm responsible for everything. From making the executive decisions at the top, setting the tone and the vision for the future. If somebody's crying, if Andy or Emily or David is crying, it's going to be my fault. I need to play it up. It may not be my fault, but generally, my pseudo father tendencies make me want to make sure that it's all taken care of. The buck stops with me. So there is no one to blame, right? So I will tell you, really, it's stressful as fuck, but I love it. I will not change anything for this. This is the reason why I walk away from another business that I don't agree with the philosophy. Even if they offer me 5 figures, I say, fuck you. I don't want to. This is stupid. I will not work with stupid philosophy of idiots. There's a way I want to do business, and I will take care of things properly. I will not throw people under the bus. I will not lie to get ahead. We will do things the right way. And anybody who can offer me all the money in the world, I will not trade it. I will not shortchange people just for money. And that's one of the things I get to choose when I'm an entrepreneur. I can say no. And when you say no to popular things, it just gets a bit more lonely. But I'm happy with it. See? Um, Being responsible for everything, including your life, you know? So it can be really, really hard for this because not everybody will get it. So for example, for me, when I started entrepreneurship, my family were all employees, right? They don't understand how it feels like. Nobody that's around me know what it's like. All my classmates, they were ready to get to work for a certain company, a hospital. I'm an occupational therapist by training. And you just couldn't find anybody to gel with. They were just looking for how to get the next promotion, how to land a job. For me, I'm like, okay, I'm not that interested in that. See, so it's quite hard when your family don't get entrepreneurship. They'll be like, oh, go get a job already. I'm like, but that's not what I want. And one makes everything harder. So statistically, there's a high failure rate of of startups. First year, 95% fail. Second year to fifth year, 95% of the survivors fail. So you mean you have less people to hang out with, right? Number two, it's really stressful. You're responsible for everything. The good thing about being responsible for everything, you're also responsible for your own happiness. I think it's a good thing. And number three, in the early years, I needed to put in a lot of things, a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort. Um, this would mean that your relationships can be strained, your health can be impacted, your friendships and social life. What's that? I was working like a dog, from my first day of my entrepreneurship all the way until, 2008, I started business. I hustled like a dog until 2013, 5 years, and after I solved the business, so then I still have to hustle, got to need to pay off the moratorium, the 3 years bond, and so on and so forth. So I sort of lost a lot of friendships that way. But and until today, I have some people like, oh, no, I don't talk to you anymore because you didn't want to talk to me. Then I'm like, I'm just busy, and naturally the people who are not in tune with you, the non-entrepreneurs, sometimes I take it very personally. But funnily enough, these are the same people who don't reach out to me. They're just like, oh, you weren't here. So therefore, we're not going to be a friend. I had some people who they took it very personally because I'm busy. So they omitted us from their family events, from their friends' events, for their daughter's wedding or their son's wedding. And they will just want to talk to me because they say, oh, yeah, it's long time they talk to me. I'm like, you can talk to me too. See? So you sacrifice a lot of things. And that's why entrepreneurship is lonely. There's a lot of buzzword right now. Entrepreneurship is so hot, so cool. Everybody's like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to be this. It's a buzzword right now. And everybody will put the word entrepreneur and founder on their name cards. But no, not many people talk about the mental strain, the stresses that we go through. We had friends and other partners who backstab, front stab us, that open shop next door to take the clients over with a massive fuck you to us. And how do you deal with it? And then when they start slandering us, our reputation, start telling stories based on their narratives, right? When this kind of thing happen, there's so much mental and emotional strain. And in the beginning, it was very tough, right? But then you realize, oh, you meet all sorts of people. You discover more about yourself. You become more resilient. You learn more and grow more. And that's one of the things that I like about entrepreneurship is because you grow so massively. And it's just wonderful. I'm wired to be an entrepreneur. Let me tell you, I'm wired to be an entrepreneur. I used to joke with my wife, I'm really good at shit cleaning, crap cleaning, and putting out fires. I'm really good at it, right? Every day is fucking hard, but I love it. I fucking love it. It's fun. And in the earlier video, I shared on the benefits of entrepreneurship and the reason why I'm so addicted to entrepreneurship, right? Because there's so many plus points to entrepreneurship. So the more I share it in one single series of about 15 minutes or so, then I realized, oh, man, the more I think about it, actually, I can dive a bit deeper. So I'm going to come up with a series of the why I'm addicted to entrepreneurship. And I will come up with a series. So it's just like 1.1 video instead of like one video, like 15 points or 8 points, So it's too much together. I'm going to just spread it out for you. But do note, being an entrepreneur can be lonely because of the failure rate. There's less entrepreneurs around you. If your friends and families are not entrepreneurs, they don't get what you're doing, it can be also very lonely when you're with them. And they may get annoyed, like, why are you working so hard? Why don't you get a job? So there's a lot of things to work through, a lot of mental strain, a lot of things to overcome, and you're responsible for everything. So there's loneliness. You have to learn through how to make some decisions on your own. But oh hell, I have so much fun doing it. But that's why nowadays, even though I strongly recommend entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is a great way to create meaning, a great way to create your own income, a great way to earn a lot more, invest for passive income, and also it's also a great way to free up your time. Although you work a lot in the beginning, but as you get better at it, you can delegate more, you can work less, and that's where you free up yourself to pursue and create what makes you happy, what's meaningful for you, right? So Nowadays, I recommend people to start entrepreneurship on the side, do a side gig, side hustle. Online, typically, I'll give you some link. I use Wealthy Affiliate typically right now to just learn how to build an online business. And as it grows, it takes about 1-2 years for you to consistently grow it. And once you get more and more income from it, then only you can think about stepping out of your job. Rather than me, I throw myself headlong into entrepreneurship. But I wouldn't trade my experience for anything. I love it. I love every moment of entrepreneurship, and I highly recommend it because of the sheer amount of learning points, how it makes you grow so much, how you can earn so much more as well. It's just fun to me. So that's all I want to share today about why being an entrepreneur is lonely. And please hit me up by connecting with me below. Just share your comments. Let me know what you think and talk to you again soon. Take care, boys and girls. See ya.